Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Coming at you with a couple of tips and tricks for sprite movements. So hopefully this will be able to help you out with your code.org sprites. So here we go. We're going to get started. I'm going to slip over to the sprites, and I'm going to drag out my variable creating my sprite. Now I'm just going to call this player. Okay. And you can see it's going to be created 200, 200. Now my player needs to have an image. So I'm just going to say my player. I'm going to set the animation. Well, I don't have an animation right now. So, I do. Let me throw this one away. Delete it. And we're going to go in and grab an animation. So new animation, code.org has all these people. And we're just going to go grab a person. It doesn't matter which one. You can see they have lots of them in here. We can just grab this one right here. So there's my animation. It's called Red Dress 1. So I'm going to go to code. So player is going to look like red dress. Now if I were to go and hit run, nothing happens. And why? Well, if I hover over this and say player hasn't been declared yet. Well, let's see what's going on. Oh, look, I did a capital P here and a lowercase here. Those would be two different sprites or two different variables. So let's do a capital. You don't have to do a capital. Lowercase is fine. I hit reset run. No errors, but nothing shows on the screen either. And that's because with a sprite, it has to be drawn to the screen. And that's what that draw sprite block does. Reset run. There we go. We've got our character on the screen. That's exciting in itself, but we're not done yet because we want to make our character move. And there's several different types of movements we can do, and I'll go through and show you several of them, okay? Now, we need our draw function, okay, that draw loop. And our draw sprite always goes into that draw loop. So I can just test this again. Reset run. Works just like it did before. Nothing happened. Nothing changed. I just added that draw loop. Okay? Now, here's where it gets fun. We're going into our sprite category. And I'm going to just do sprite.x. Okay? I'm going to take that and put it above the draw loop. Now, remember this is player. And in my case, it was a capital P. So I have my player, and I want its X position to move. Now I can do a couple of things here, okay? I'm going to start with the simple movements, and that is just a random number. So I'm going to go into math, and I may have a lot more in here than you have. Don't worry about that. Just find the random number, add that in there, and right now mine's set at 1 to 10. I'm not going to mess with that right now. I'm going to call that good and just go with that. And we're going to see what motion we get here. My player is over at the side and it's kind of moving back and forth. Well, let's put it back at the center of the screen. So to do that, I'm going to go a little bit behind or a little bit less than the center, which is 200. So we're going to do 195. And I'm going to go a little bit more than the center, and I'm going to go 205. I'm going to hit reset run. Now you can see my character in the middle, and it's just kind of moving back and forth. But it's kind of, you can't really see it, but it's kind of smearing back and forth. I'm going to make this go all the way to 0, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You see how she's kind of dragging, and there's a whole bunch of her, and it's just kind of overlaying on top. I'm going to show you how to fix that, okay? That's because the background isn't being redrawn. So I'm going to hit reset. I'm going to put this back at 195. $195. And right now I don't even have a background. And that's part of my problem. So I'm going to go to drawing. I'm going to scroll up to the top and there's background, okay? And I can even leave that background white and watch how it changes what my sprite looks like. Now you can see the character moving back and forth. Okay? It's not kind of smearing that image. I'll go all the way to 0 so you can see what I'm talking about. See how it's the character moving all over like that? All right. So I'm going to take this back 195. So that's a simple movement, side to side. That's our X property. I'm going to pull out our X property, and I'm going to grab our Y property. And I'm going to put player back in here. Now, same thing. Oops, what did I do? Oh, I'm sorry. I should have put it in where it was. Oh, well. So I have player.y equals our random number 195 to 205. So let me hit reset. I'm going to hit run. And now you can see it looks like she's jumping up and down. If I were to make this a little larger, maybe instead of 205, I'm going to make this go to 300. I'm going to hit reset. Now she's jumping up and down a little bit more. Okay? Kind of cool. We got that motion going on there. So I'm going to hit reset. We're going to change this. That was the Y. So we've seen the X. We've seen the Y. I could do a sprite scale. Makes it look a little different. Watch this one. Ooh, that's way too big. Sorry. We're going to go from 0 to 0.5, which is a half. And nothing happens. Oh, sprite scale doesn't work quite the same. Nice to know. And they won't. You will find that some of these won't work that way, which is fine. But the one I do want to show you that will give you a little bit of that motion you're looking for is rotation, okay? And we'll do 0 to, we'll say 90. And we'll do player, reset, run. And now we have our character kind of turning sideways, right? All that is great. We've got some motion going on. But it's still kind of just random stuff. What we're looking for is we're looking for a more, well, not necessarily looking for, but you know, the next one I'm going to show you is a more controlled movement, okay? And that's going to be with something called the counter pattern. So I'm going to go and grab our sprite.x, which is player, and we're going to grab math, and I'm going to go a quick trick. You see how I have my X and Y here? If I want my player to go straight across the screen from that left side to the right side, I look at my X and it's getting bigger. It starts at 0 here and goes to 400 here. So I know that's addition. I want it to go bigger. And I'm going to grab my sprite and its player. I'm going to just put 1 in there. Watch what happens now. Do you see how my player's moving across the screen? Now, right now she starts in the middle. If I don't like that, I can go up to where she's created and change that to 0. That's my X position. This is my Y. So she'll start on the very left side. And there she goes, and she'll move across the screen. I like that motion. If I want her to move a little faster, I can increase this number. Say 5. Now she moves much quicker across the screen. Nice. I like that. If I want her to go vertically, if I want her to move up the screen, so I'm going to take this back to 200. We want her to go up the screen. If I look and use my mouse, going up, my Y position is going from 400 up to 0. So that's a subtraction. So I could get rid of this, but I'm going to show you guys a trick. If I go to show text, I want my Y. So sprite.y, or in this case, it's player.y. I don't want addition, I want subtraction. So I can go into text mode and I can change this and I can reset run and it'll play right here. Or I can click, go back to my blocks, and there's my blocks back. So reset, run, and you can see she's going up. Nice. I like that. But what happens if I want her to go diagonal? Okay. Well, if I want her to start over here on the left side, or I mean on the right side, and go to the left and go up, well, I can see that both X and Y are 400, and they're both getting smaller. So I already have a player.y equals player.y minus 5. I'm going to show you guys another way to copy something. If I just highlight, so I'm using my left mouse button, and I'm just dragging my mouse over that. And then I can hit Control C. Then I just click down, and I'm using my arrow keys. Do you see that little black mark on there? That's showing me where my cursor is. And I want it right there, and I'm going to hit Control V. There. Pasted that in there. I could have done the same thing by copying here, right? Could have just highlighted it, hit Control C and hit Control V. But I don't want my X, or I don't want my Y, I want my X. Let's go in here and do that. So player.x equals player.x minus 5. Show blocks. So there you can see it a little bit clearer maybe. I'm going to hit reset. I'm going to hit run. There she goes up the screen. Now she kind of starts in the middle and goes up, right? So if we do 400, 400, that puts her way over here off the screen. But now she comes up onto the screen and across. I like that. Pretty cool. Okay. One more thing I'm going to show you. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to hit reset. We've got this rotation. Okay. Rotation. I'm going to take out player.y. I'm going to take rotation, put it in there, and I'm going to take out player.y. Now, could have I done this the other way? I could have gone to show text. I could have went and typed it in there, but I just dragged them in there. Any way you want to do it works. Okay, so now I've done rotation. What do you think is going to happen? What happens if we do a rotation on our sprite? Well, let's check it out. Hopefully you guessed. It's spinning, and I'm going to put her back at the center of the screen so we can see this a little closer. There she goes. She's spinning in the center screen, and she's going to go in a circle. Now, say I don't want her spinning that direction. Well, then I'll change this to a positive. Back, run. Now she's going the other direction. Well, that's all for this lesson. I hope you found this video helpful and useful. Please don't hesitate to ask for other types of videos. Happy coding!